Hello and welcome. I'm Enigmas and this is episode 25 of the Ultimate Feed the Beast Reloaded. Today we are finally going to test fire the Mega Turtle. It's been a long time coming. I haven't even been keeping track of how many episodes have been focused on the Mega Turtle build in some way or another. Now you can see here, obviously we're nowhere near the Mega Turtle. We're in the Nether farming more Wither Skulls, and I wanted to start off this episode leading up to the test fire by making sure that I'm not misleading anyone about the scope of this build. I'm farming Wither Skulls so that I can make another one of the Thaumaturge, so that I can store more V and get more crafting done while I'm at the infusion altar before I have to run away and save up more V. That's basically what it amounts to. There are no more nodes anywhere near my workshop, my Thaumcraft workshop, that are producing any significant quantity of V. So that means when my wands are empty, I have to go fly off elsewhere and let them recharge, which means if I've got two wands that both hold 1000 V, when I come back, like I say, I can do more crafting before I have to run off again and recharge over and over and over again. So what have I been doing? Well, I made the rest of the boar heads that we need for this test fire, which means I made 9 so that we have enough for one face on the turtle. The turtle as a whole will require a total 54 boars. That means 54 boars with 54 picks, 54 wands of excavation, 54 repair enchants, 54 charging enchants, and all of the V that goes into making the picks and the boar heads. 200 V per boar head. But I made the 9, and then I had to make all of the components that go together to make the picks of the core. And also, I needed to make the wands of excavation. This is sort of the highlight for me of, to be completely honest, what I don't really like in gaming, I have to say, is it's just a lot of really sort of arbitrary delays, arbitrary restrictions in terms of what you can do and how you can do it. Having to craft only what you can do with the V that you have before you have to go and track down more V. Having to feed Essentia into these goddamn crucibles, I tell you, I've done everything that I can to automate it. I think the only way that I could speed it up now, really, would be to either replace the pneumatic tubes with item tesseracts so that they're teleporting the 5 blocks, or move the crucibles in to the point where I can barely move myself, much less with my golems, so that the items don't have to go so far in order to get dropped into the crucibles. Having it set up like this with the relays dropping into the crucibles actually is a tremendous time saver, because I challenge you to find an extremely quick, accurate, easy, and repeatable way to dump 64 items into a crucible that doesn't involve positioning yourself over it and getting into just the right, so you're facing the right way, and then you go into your inventory and you drag it off to the side and ploop, and then you go over to the next one and you do the same thing. So this is a lot of arbitrary running back and forth, managing the Essentia, but now finally I've got the Wands of Fire done. It's time for the Wands of Excavation. And, you know, once it's done, it's kind of like, finally, yay, but I have to keep in mind that I'm making 9. I'm making batches of 9 so that we can do this test with one face on the turtle. 54 is the total number that we have to manage. So I'm actually in the process of building my next experience farm. The skeleton farm was a good learning experience. I don't like the way it's shaped. It's just not, it's kind of a mess, is what it is. So one of these episodes, maybe next episode, I don't know, I'm going to give you a look at how I'm building my next experience farm. It's just batshit crazy, but fun and interesting, and mostly hands-off. Once I got it started, it got a lot easier once I got everything set up and started. So we don't need to talk about that now. What we need to do is go fire up the Mega Turtle and get some green beams of lasery death flopping around all over the place. So let's go do that. And so here we are in the jungle. I was going to title this episode "Welcome to the Jungle," but so cliche. Fun, but cliche. So you can see here we've got all of the boars in place. They don't have the little alien laser beam thing on them because we haven't put the picks and the wands in them yet. But you can see I've been kind of busy getting the faces filled out. This one's done, waiting for bore heads and covers and all that other stuff. Same with this one. It's all the structure is there, but it's just missing the covers and the bore heads. This one's about half done on this side. And then I have to do the bottom and the top. So that's another one of those projects that I can plug away at here and there just to remind myself, if nothing else, that we still have work to do on this build. But really, what we need to do now is get these things squared away. Oh, that's what else I was going to show you, because this is important. To get the items that we are digging up with the bores back somewhere useful, I've got this set up here. This is a relay and an item tesseract. The item tesseract is actually blocked on both sides by panels, so it'll stick to the frames, but none of these tubes are actually connecting to it. And then we've got the relay here, which is going to gather items out of the tube network and plop them into the item tesseract. Now, I've taken great pains in the way that I've oriented the relays to not allow a situation where it starts feeding back items onto itself, because if you leave a tube connected to the side without a panel or a cover blocking it, that's exactly what can happen. Is it'll view the relay as an inventory possibly and just start cycling items around and into the side and then around, and then yeah. So made sure that that wasn't going to happen, but I just wanted to point out that that's how we're going to be getting items away from the vehicle. All right, enough yammering. Let's get these guys set up here. I took the time as well to get a potency 2 enchant on all of the wands. Potency 2 is the enchant that I would, you know, that it's not a different enchant that I would be using in terms of potency. But if I did this demonstration without it, I thought the mining lasers, like the bores, would look pretty lame because they would just be doing their little small pattern, and the potency makes it a little bit bigger. So I wanted it to be an accurate representation of what this thing will look like when it's actually in service, or at least as accurate as we can get with what we've got. I probably could have gotten away with lesser pickaxes, but like I say, I can run these things down to the point where the bore doesn't work anymore, recover them, and then apply the repair and the charging enchants to them later on, and they'll be fully restored. So I'm not wasting anything by doing this now. It's just not going to operate with the longevity that I was originally hoping. So once we get these in, it should start to look like something that means business. Yeah, you can kind of see. They stick out a little bit more now. No pun intended. So what we need to do is get a wireless... Do I have any wireless receivers with me? Yes, maybe in the chest over here. That would be nice. Kind of need them. There we go. Wireless receiver. We'll do the hollow panel. My dear friend, the hollow panel. And really anywhere here should be plenty for what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get a solid redstone signal into the tubes, because the tubes should get that into all of the bore bases. Just make sure I'm using the right guy here. There. Panel. We use a pan. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. Here. You guys have seen this before. This is nothing new or crazy. Of course, I left everything in the chest. You see, you're just screaming at your screens now. Who cares? Nobody cares. Shoot something. I hear ya. I hear ya. We gotta put this guy and this guy. That guy. That guy and that guy. And lastly, screwdriver, which I know I brought with me because I just used it. Ta-da! Now we just need a frequency for this guy. Let's go 300. Oh crap. Okay. I heard them. They started to go. I was like, no. And we'll take this guy. We will set him to frequency 300. And let's see what it looks like when it gets fired up. Not a whole lot. We're not getting signal all the way around. You son of a bitch. Why is it not getting signal? This is going. Oh, that's why. Because it's only connected to the lower portion. It's not a problem. We go like this. And we go like this. And we go like this. Now it's all connected. One more try. That's more like it. And it does work on trees. So that was like the worst time lapse ever. What the hell? I could have just done it like this, shown you the whole damn thing, but no. Cameraman had to be a douchebag. That's okay. You can see if it wants to work. There, see, it's a little bit tired. Oh, the lasers kind of do the little wobbly thing after they move. That's kind of neat. Move that guy, and then we move this guy. It goes down, and the lasers line up and do the wobbly thing. Just make sure we're not going too far down. And let's try that again, only let's just shoot some stuff without the time-lapse. Cameraman making a mess. There we go, we've got lasers. At least where there's... The nice thing about it is you can see it's different lasers are shutting down, 2 on the top, 2 in the middle. And the reason they're shutting down is because, I think the reason they're shutting down is because they don't have anything in range to shoot at. So I moved the whole thing down just so that I could show you something. And these are the only ones that have anything to shoot at. So those guys aren't wasting energy or durability. They're just shooting like that. That thing made a hell of a mess. Like, it chewed through the forest pretty good. I was watching as the time-lapse was recording everything except for the lasers. And all the stuff that we're gathering is being routed properly through the item tesseract. Probably find it in a chest in the overworld. Things will be good. Things will be good. So you can see the potential. We are definitely not done with this build. I kind of wish, though, that I had set this thing up to run the demo on the bottom face, because that might have been a little bit more interesting. But sometimes all you can do is what you can do. When we did what we did. And that'll be it for the Mega Turtle for a little while. Like I say, I'm going to keep chipping away at it. We'll be back. We'll take a look at it when it's finally done. But the next project, we're going to be off in the wasteland. We're going to be making a mess. It's going to be another frame build for those of you who are following my Tekkit series. Immediately before I switched over to Feed the Beast, I had a build going on that was promising to be a juggernaut of destruction, or at least mirth, one of the two, and that was the Mega Creeper, which will boggle your mind if for no other reason when you see the control center with all the transmitters, because that by itself is just freakish. So the Mega Turtle is done but not done, and it will be back. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you show up in the next episode, it's just going to get worse. Thanks for watching, and take care.